watching WLNS TV, Lansing. This is News Center 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Our top story tonight. It sounds like a scene from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Just days before Christmas, an Allenton Township church is trying to fight an eviction notice from the Township Zoning Board. In fact, the township is now being sued by the church's landlord. Tim Doty sorts it all out.
From the road, the building appears to be just an antique mall. There are no signs, no steeple, but tucked way in the back, upstairs, is a small church. And according to a township zoning board, churches are not allowed on commercially zoned property in Allenton Township.
Everything they do here is consistent with the B1 district. The only problem is that it's called a church.
As a result, the church has been given 90 days to pack their things and find a new location in a proper zoning district.
Where will you go? We don't know. We don't have any place.
The problem started last summer when neighbors complained because the choir was practicing with the windows open. So the landlord installed central air in the whole building, and the church kept the windows shut.
We thought it had been resolved with that, but the township pursued on, saying that churches flat out are not allowed in the B1 district.
The township ordinance is clear, but attorneys have filed a request for an appeal.
We've probably invested more than $15,000 in this particular facility. We presently have nowhere to go, and there's just the difficulty of moving in the wintertime.
Pastor Reynolds says the congregation has been really growing lately, and he feels this could actually turn out to be a blessing in disguise. But even with a positive attitude, he's still concerned that by February 28th, the church won't be able to find a facility that is both compatible and affordable. News Center 6 tried to contact the township supervisor and the attorney for the township, but they were both unavailable for comment. The attorney for the church speculates the reason the township board is taking such a hardline approach is that they don't want to make any exceptions that could come back to haunt them during future developments. Reporting from Allenton Township, Tim Doty, News Center 6.
The daughter of Lansing City Councilwoman Ellen Beal spent last night at a juvenile detention center. Police were called to their home last night after Beal's 15-year-old daughter reportedly pushed her down the stairs. Police say Beal hit a window at the bottom of the stairs and was bruised on her thigh and arm. Legal papers were filed with the prosecutor this morning, and Beal's daughter was released after being arraigned this afternoon.
This morning, the police came and sought a petition from this office, and a petition was authorized charging her what's called domestic assault and battery, the victim being her mother.
Prosecutors say the young woman has had a history of domestic disputes and misdemeanor crimes. In other Lansing news, Mayor David Hollister announced today that Lansing City Market Manager Sally Potter has resigned. She served as the market's manager since December of '94. Mayor Hollister credits Potter with making the market more successful. Apparently, Potter had accepted the position on a short-term basis and will return to her sporting goods business full-time.
There is a Michigan connection to that American Airlines jet crash in Columbia. A University of Michigan student is among a possible 7 survivors. Mauricio Reyes is a 19-year-old Columbia business student at the university's Dearborn campus and lives in nearby Southfield. Authorities say he's breathing with an oxygen mask and has cuts and bruises. Flight 965 was carrying 164 people from Miami when the jet went down last night in the Andes Mountains in Colombia. Officials say 7 people survived that crash. If you're a Lansing area cable subscriber, you may be the first in Michigan to have access to daily coverage of the Michigan legislature. Robotic cameras have been installed in the Michigan House for Michigan Government Television, also known as MGTV. It could be sent into Lansing area homes on a tape-delayed basis as early as February. A spokesperson says their goal is to make Michigan government activities, including coverage of the House and Senate, available live to all cable subscribers in Michigan by 1997.
Baby Sydney, the 10-month-old Jackson baby taken to Florida without her mother's permission, will be home in time for Christmas. This morning, a Florida judge ruled the little girl will return to Jackson. 3 weeks ago, Sydney's father said he was taking her to see Santa Claus, and then he and his mother took the baby to Florida. The two have been charged with kidnapping. Sydney's mother recently began serving time for drug-related convictions, and the kidnapping is the result of a custody battle. Jackson prosecutors are asking for donations tonight to help pay the airfare of the authorities going to Florida to pick up baby Sydney. Send any money if you'd like to help out to 300 County Courthouse, Jackson, Michigan, zip code 49201.
AAA of Michigan employees are once again ready to ring in the holidays on a sobering note. Today they served up non-alcoholic drink suggestions as part of AAA's annual alcohol awareness campaign, along with allowing people to sample drinks today in their office. Employees passed out copies of the Great Pretenders Party Guide brochure.
We've done this for 15 years now, and we feel it's a good idea to get these various recipes out to the public so they know that they can celebrate without having to have alcohol.
And AAA employees want to encourage you to pick up a free copy of their alcohol-free drink guide.
Get ready to lace them up. A local neighborhood group wants you to ice skate with them once the new Comstock Park ice skating rink opens in January. Some ice skates were donated today by a longtime Lansing resident to the group, but the Walnut Neighborhood Organization is asking you to donate your ice skates, especially if you're not even using them anymore.
There are many people in here who cannot afford skates, and as a consequence, what we're trying to do is to say, those skates which are lying idle should be used on people so that they can enjoy the activity of skating.
So if you'd like to help out and donate some skates, please call either number 484-3127 or 484-0710. David?
Good news tonight for the Meals on Wheels organization. It has passed the halfway point in its latest fundraiser. The agency is in the process of raising $1.5 million for a new kitchen to replace their temporary facility. So far, they've collected more than $800,000. Meals on Wheels provides 13,000 meals every single day to seniors in Ingham, Eaton, and Clinton counties. But organizers say they'll need the larger kitchen to meet growing demands for that service.
Well, still ahead tonight on News Center 6, you will see the perils of last-minute shopping through the eyes of the retailer.
Should be interesting. And Santa Claus himself made a Mid-Michigan visit today to become this month's latest community lug nut. Stay tuned.
You're watching News Center 6 at 6 with Jane Aldridge, David Andrews, meteorologist Andy Provenzano, and Dave Akerly with sports. Leadership that works for you.
News Center 6, brought to you by Lazy Boy Showcase Shops. Selection and service this big are just not available through regular retail stores. Goff, the food store, and more. Farhat Story and Krause, and by Capital Cadillac, the dealer that's easy to do business with.
If you're tired of braving the crowded stores this holiday shopping season, imagine what it's like being caught up in the holiday rush, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, extra hours for overtime. Carolyn Wiley spent the afternoon with some cashiers and salespeople to see how merchants are faring in these final days before Christmas.
$4.10 is your change. Here's your receipt.
Annette Courts has spent several years working behind the register at Target, greeting customers each holiday season.
Some people are really pretty jolly. Other people, it's like some kind of nightmare that they have to withstand.
And for the customers looking for that popular item that went out of stock weeks ago, she asked that they remember one thing.
I can't make it just appear out of nowhere.
Across the way, things are just as busy at the Natural Wonder store. That's where Preeti Iyer comes in to keep shoppers in that holiday spirit.
The only thing they have in your mind is buy, 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 you know, I want. So you really don't have to sell much. It's more like, you know, they're like, get me a gift. And you're like, okay, that's one. Okay, it's sold, you know.
If you think it's frustrating having to wait in line during the holiday season, imagine what it's like to be on the other side of the counter.
Sometimes I think, when will it ever end? But I enjoy it, so it just makes days go by faster.
If the days seem to be slipping away from you and that list of gifts you still need to buy, remember you're only in the store a few hours. Others have to keep the spirit going the whole day through.
You see me standing in the door with these, I mean, and that. I mean, who wouldn't laugh? You know what I mean?
In Lansing, Carolyn Wiley, News Center 6.
I'm going to get you some of those glasses, David, for Christmas. Boy, all right. Well, a man looking very much like Kris Kringle is now an official lug nut. Another one of Santa's helpers made a special Mid-Michigan visit with reindeers to receive a Christmas gift. And look, kids, for more than 50 years, Santa Claus, a.k.a. Emil Kletke, has been spreading Christmas cheer to thousands of Mid-Michigan children and adults. So because of that, he was honored today as this month's community lug nut.
gifts and things.
Well, I just hope everybody has a very nice Christmas like Santa Claus does, and we appreciate everything we get given to us to donate to the needy families.
That's right. Thank you so much. Everyone who knows this man says he is very, very deserving of this award. So congratulations, Santa.
There he is, right
there.
there.
He was.
A tremendous man.
Yes.
Up next tonight, Jim Geyer is in for Andy Provenzano to tell us what kind of weather we can expect tomorrow, the first official day of winter.
Wow, stay tuned for that forecast next. Jim's in for Andy to talk about the weather forecast. The official day, first day of winter, is Saturday?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, the 22nd.
Comes in at 3:17 a.m.
Gee, gosh,
wait around for it?
Funny, it's only been fall, right? It's felt like winter for a while, Jim.
It's the difference between astronomical winter and meteorological winter, which began December 1st.
Right.
We have been in meteorological winter for a while. Temperature-wise, another day that we fell shy of normal. The normal high, 32 degrees. We made it all the way up to 25. It was a nice-looking day, but it was chilly nonetheless, especially after that cold start. We were down to 5 degrees this morning. And right now, with clear skies, temperatures dropping very quickly. 13 in Lansing, 14 degrees in Jackson, humidity at 70%. The pressure is steady. West-northwest wind at 8 miles per hour, giving us a wind chill temperature this hour of 0. And a trace of precipitation, a few flurries left over early this morning. Temperatures across the state of Michigan, most of the state reporting temperatures in the teens and 20s now. 19 degrees at Detroit, also at Kalamazoo, a chilly 14 at Flint, and just 12 degrees at Port Huron. Off to the north, you see temperatures are also in the 20s. There is more in the way of cloudiness the further to the north and to the west you go in the Great Lakes region. There even have been some snow showers streaming down the length of Lake Michigan. Chicago reporting a few of those snow showers right now right along the lake shore. As far as the snow we had yesterday, it came down from the north. It was spinning around that area of low pressure, that strong storm system, which is still plaguing parts of the New England states from New York on northward. Just checked in with LaGuardia and JFK. They're still reporting 1 to 2 hour delays. Same thing in the Boston area. So if you're heading off to the northeast, just keep in mind it's going to take a while to get there. We still have a few snow showers scattered, mainly near some of the lakeshore areas. We have our clear skies right now in the middle of the mitten. Our snow came courtesy of this area of low pressure. A weak trough came through and gave us that inch and a half of powdery snow. Now an area of high pressure off to the north continues to feed the cold air in, and it looks like it's going to do that for the next several days. Now the snow showers, well, they've been staying off to our west. You can see some of those snow showers coming off of Lake Michigan down around Gary, Indiana, and from time to time some of those trying to sneak over towards Chicago. Also, we've had a few snow showers off of Lake Superior, and the same thing going on in northeastern Ohio. You really have to look close to find it today, unlike yesterday. Well, as we head into tomorrow, that storm system continues to spin its wheels just off the northeast coast, and from time to time little spokes of energy, weak troughs of low pressure come around that system and will kick off snow showers. I think we're going to time out the next chance of some powdery snow to come through into tomorrow night and into the early morning hours of Saturday. We could again pick up another ½ inch to as much as 1.5 inches of snow as this next disturbance slides on through. What will not change is the cold weather. It looks like temperatures will stay on average below normal right through Christmas Day. We'll have to wait till next week to find any significant warming that will be heading our way. So in the forecast for tonight, mostly clear skies. It will be cold. Well, it's cold already. It's going to get colder, a low of 2 to 5. At least the winds will ease up overnight. Then for tomorrow, increasing cloudiness, some flurries developing as we go into the midday period and afternoon, highs of 24 to 27. For tomorrow night, cloudy skies, snow showers could again give us some slippery roads overnight, low 17 to 20. And for Saturday, snow showers diminishing to flurries, highs of 27 to 30. We round out the weekend. Well, it's going to be a real long weekend, but Sunday we're going to have partly sunny skies, a few flurries. We could have our next chance of maybe an inch of powder on Christmas Day to freshen things up.
How nice. Jim, thanks very much for that. Up next, Tim Doty's in for Dave Akerly tonight, and he will preview tonight's Michigan State men's basketball game. Plus, he'll have highlights of an exciting women's MSU basketball game.
The Breslin Center is getting a workout today. The women were in action.
Yes, sir.
Basketball this afternoon. The men tonight?
The men tonight should be a good one. Yeah. Should be an exciting game. And sure, the Spartans, they're only 4-5 on the year, but it looks like they have a very good shot to get to the 500 mark in tonight's game with East Tennessee State at the Brez. MSU is coming off a disappointing loss at Oklahoma State on Monday. But remember, they're in the win one, lose one pattern. And the Buccaneers, well, they've dropped 3 straight after winning their first 2. They like to shoot the long ball, but they're shooting only 25% from behind the arc. Couple that with the fact that they haven't played in almost 2 weeks, and that should give the green and white some advantage. May not be as impressive as this 107-81 pasting the last time they played 93, but the Spartans should take their lifetime record to 4-0 over the Bucks. Highlights, of course, on the nightcast. And as David said, while the men played tonight, the MSU women took to the Breslin court this afternoon in a rare midweek matinee with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Karen Langland's team on a roll at 7-2 on the season, and it was a tight one this afternoon. In overtime, Spartans were down, not anymore. Sherry Euler with the putback, she had 14, and Paula Sanders the miss, but stick-to-itiveness pays off with a kiss off the glass. Lots of free throws the rest of the way. Bella Engen led MSU with 26. Spartans take it 87-83. They're 8-2 on the year now, and that's all due to hard work, says the coach.
And that kind of effort pays off. There's no question about it. And it's tough to play a good team like this full court for 40 minutes, and that's what it did. And it takes a lot of effort to do that, and yet I think our players are willing to put out, and they see the result of that kind of pressure.
If you went to bed early and missed it last night, there were no surprises out west as the Wings kept on rolling, this time over the not-so-mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Big first period for the red and white. Stevie Yzerman, the pass back to the point, and then gets the puck from Vlad Konstantinov, 1-0 Wings. Wildest goal of the night right here. Greg Johnson takes out Guy Hebert, lays on top of him in the net. Guy can't get up because his helmet is stuck in the net. While he's down, Keith Primo lights the lamp, and there's Guy, still can't get up. Referee Don Donut Koharski says it's still a goal. Here's the prettiest one. Hebert gets frozen by Slava Kozlov, his first of 2 in the night. 6-1 Wings. They are in Calgary tomorrow night. And at the Palace of Auburn Hills last night, Doug Collins doesn't look happy, but he should have been. Pistons playing pretty well. Then again, they're just playing the Milwaukee Bucks. Grant Hill to the lane and scores. He had 17 on the night. Bucks hang in there in the first half. Vinny Baker, big night, 25 points, but this one was all Pistons. You may ask about Sean Respert, the former Spartan. Well, 0 points on 0 for 3 shooting. He is still struggling. 102-77. Pistons take it now 10.5 out of first. And from the baseball world, once a bird, always a bird. Roberto Alomar, possibly the best second baseman in baseball, agreed to a 3-year, $18 million contract with the Baltimore Orioles. You'll remember he won 2 world titles with the Blue Jays. And finally tonight, just when you thought it was safe to be a TV news photographer, Minnesota Vikings game here, they said Dan Metcalf was shooting somewhere that he shouldn't be, so he just gets manhandled by a cop and a security officer at the Vikings game. Dan, I'm sure, doesn't want the Vikings in the playoffs, and, well, he doesn't want to shoot any more games there. The police officer, by the way, was suspended indefinitely. Don't like to see it. Those of us who lug the cameras around on the sidelines especially don't like to see that.
Exactly. Thanks for that, Tim. Up next, news of a special holiday dinner for some Lansing kids. Coming up at 11 on the News Center 6 Nightcast, we will salute an outstanding high school student who hails from Leslie. Plus tonight, the holiday travel rush shifts into high gear as Mid-Michigan residents head for home for the holidays. Join us for those stories and a lot more at 11.
They're called the Time Travelers, a group of 8th grade students from Pattongill Middle School who give their time to help feed those less fortunate. All year, they've donated their time at local soup kitchens and sponsored food drives, but tonight, the 120 students are the ones on the receiving end because their teachers are holding a dinner in their honor to celebrate their achievements. The kids say that by giving, they actually experience the joy of helping others, and we say, good job and thanks very much.
Very good. That is our time for this Thursday. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, absolutely. Ditto. Have a good night.
Good night.